Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders are facing a significant dilemma involving their star wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. 2 weeks ago, McLaurin publicly requested a trade after contract extension talks stalled. Despite his consistent performance, the team remains hesitant to meet his financial demands. According to ESPN's John Kame, the Commanders are cautious about offering McLaurin a lucrative deal that extends into his 30s, citing concerns about the longevity of wide receivers at that age. Over the past 5 seasons, only a few receivers aged 31 or older have maintained high-level production, which raises questions about the wisdom of such an investment. McLaurin, however, argues that his relatively low mileage, due to limited playtime in his first 2 years at Ohio State, means he has less wear and tear compared to other players his age. This discrepancy in perspectives has led to a stalemate between the player and the team. The Commanders' reluctance to meet McLaurin's financial expectations is also influenced by broader trends in the NFL. Among the 24 active wide receivers with the most guaranteed money, only Tyreek Hill was over 30 when his deal was signed. This suggests that teams are increasingly wary of committing significant resources to aging receivers. McLaurin's consistent production, including 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, underscores his value. However, the team's front office prefers to base contract decisions on projections for his performance in his 30s rather than rewarding past achievements. This approach reflects a broader trend in the NFL, where analytics play a significant role in shaping roster decisions. The Commanders are cautious about setting a precedent that could encourage other veterans to seek similar lucrative deals as they approach their 30s. Despite McLaurin's trade request, the Commanders maintain that they have leverage in the situation. The receiver is still under contract for the 2025 season, meaning he would forfeit game checks if he chooses to hold out. Additionally, the team could opt to place the franchise tag on him next offseason, potentially offering over $30 million for a single season. This would provide the Commanders with more time to negotiate or explore trade options. However, the team is also skeptical that another franchise would be willing to meet McLaurin's financial demands. Even if a potential suitor emerges, the Commanders are unlikely to part with their star receiver without receiving substantial compensation in return. This stance reflects the team's desire to maintain control over the situation and avoid undervaluing a key asset. McLaurin's trade request has drawn criticism from various quarters, with many questioning the Commanders' handling of the situation. ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky described the team's approach as one of the dumbest things of the offseason, emphasizing McLaurin's importance to the team's success. Orlovsky noted that McLaurin has been a rare bright spot on a historically struggling team, consistently delivering high-level performances despite challenges such as uncertain quarterback play and ownership changes. He compared McLaurin favorably to other elite receivers like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, suggesting that the Commanders should recognize his value and secure his future with the team. This criticism highlights the growing perception that the Commanders may be mishandling a valuable asset, potentially jeopardizing team chemistry and long-term success. The situation has also raised concerns about the Commanders' ability to build a competitive roster. With McLaurin's future uncertain, the team faces challenges in establishing offensive cohesion, especially with rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. In McLaurin's absence, other receivers like Deebo Samuel and Noah Brown have had opportunities to step up. However, the lack of a proven top-tier receiver could hinder the development of Daniels and the overall effectiveness of the offense. The team's performance in the preseason opener against the New England Patriots, where they suffered a 48-18 loss, underscored the need for stability and leadership at the wide receiver position. Coach Dan Quinn emphasized the importance of improvement before the next game against the Cincinnati Bengals, highlighting the urgency of resolving the situation with McLaurin. As the preseason progresses, the Commanders are facing a critical juncture in their negotiations with McLaurin. The team's decision will have significant implications for the roster and the upcoming season. A failure to reach an agreement could lead to McLaurin's departure either through trade or free agency, potentially leaving a void in the receiving core. On the other hand, meeting McLaurin's demands could set a precedent for future contract negotiations, potentially leading to increased expectations among other veterans. The Commanders must carefully weigh these factors as they navigate this complex situation. The outcome will not only affect McLaurin's future, but also shape the team's trajectory in the coming seasons. The broader NFL landscape also plays a role in the Commanders' decision-making process. Teams across the league are increasingly relying on analytics to guide roster decisions, particularly concerning aging players. The emphasis on data-driven approaches has led to a more cautious stance regarding long-term investments in players. Over 30, this trend is evident in the Commanders' reluctance to offer McLaurin a contract extension that extends into his 30s. While McLaurin's performance may justify such an investment, the team's adherence to analytical models reflects a broader, industry-wide shift. This reliance on analytics may limit the flexibility of teams in rewarding veteran players, potentially impacting the dynamics of player-team relationships. In light of these developments, McLaurin's future with the Commanders remains uncertain. The team's current stance suggests that they are prepared to hold firm in their negotiations, potentially at the risk of alienating their star receiver. McLaurin, for his part, has made it clear that he seeks a contract that reflects his value and contributions to the team. The impasse underscores the challenges that arise when player aspirations intersect with organizational strategies. As the season approaches, both parties will need to find common ground to ensure a successful and harmonious campaign. The resolution of this situation will have lasting implications for the Commanders. A successful negotiation could reinforce the team's commitment to its players and strengthen internal morale. Conversely, a failure to reach an agreement could lead to McLaurin's departure, potentially signaling a shift in the team's approach to player relations. The Commanders' handling of this situation will be closely scrutinized, serving as a barometer for their future dealings with players and setting a precedent for how similar situations are managed across the league. The coming weeks will be pivotal in determining not only McLaurin's future, but also the team's direction in the evolving landscape of the NFL. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world has been shaken by whispers of one of the most jaw-dropping trades of the season, as multiple sources suggest that Devin Lloyd, the standout linebacker, could be on his way to the Washington Commanders. The speculation started when insiders hinted at discussions between team executives that seemed to accelerate in the last 48 hours, creating a buzz among fans and analysts alike. Devin Lloyd, known for his relentless pursuit on the field and remarkable ability to read offenses like an open book, has been a cornerstone for his current team. Rumors indicate that the trade could involve multiple draft picks and possibly another player moving the opposite way, which has sparked heated debates online. Fans are already envisioning Lloyd patrolling the Commanders' defensive backfield, a scenario that seems almost too good to be true, but has enough credible sources to make the possibility feel tangible and electrifying. Speculation around Devin Lloyd's potential arrival in Washington isn't just about the player himself, but the strategic shift it could signal for the Commanders. Analysts are pointing out that if Lloyd joins the roster, the defensive schemes could undergo a transformation, with more aggressive blitz package and coverage adjustments tailored to exploit his unique skill set. The rumor mill suggests that coaches are already brainstorming how to integrate Lloyd into a system that could maximize his speed, tackling precision, and field awareness. Fans are dissecting every possible alignment, imagining how opposing quarterbacks might now think twice before attempting quick passes over the middle. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the intensity of the chatter has created a perfect storm in social media, with highlight reels of Lloyd's past seasons being shared and dissected like never before. If this trade does happen, it could redefine the Commanders' identity on defense, and speculation alone is driving viewership and engagement to record levels. What makes the Lloyd to Commanders rumor even more tantalizing is the context surrounding the timing. Sources suggest that contract negotiations, performance bonuses, and team cap considerations may have all converged to make this trade a realistic scenario. Industry insiders are hinting that Washington has been in quiet talks with multiple front offices evaluating how to make a blockbuster move without destabilizing their roster. Meanwhile, Lloyd's representatives have reportedly remained non-committal in public statements, which only fuels the rumor fire. Social media platforms are now littered with mock-up jerseys, animated discussions about potential locker room chemistry, and speculative lineups showing how Lloyd could immediately impact critical defensive plays. Analysts are drawing comparisons to previous high-profile trades that shocked fans, noting that if this deal goes through, it might be remembered as one of the most audacious moves in recent NFL history, cementing Washington's willingness to invest heavily in elite defensive talent. Fans have taken the rumor to another level, dissecting every possible implication for the upcoming season. Hypothetical scenarios suggest that Devin Lloyd's presence could elevate the Commanders' defense from solid to potentially elite, with opponents struggling to find mismatches. Fantasy football enthusiasts are also getting involved, imagining how his arrival could shift defensive stats, turnovers, and even impact the performance of quarterbacks across the league. The online conversation has grown so intense that former players, analysts, and commentators are weighing in, speculating on potential training camp dynamics and how Lloyd might mesh with existing leaders on the roster. Every move by the front office is being scrutinized for clues, from draft pick handling to minor player transactions, creating an environment where even a single photo from practice could be spun into evidence supporting the rumor. The build-up has the energy of a playoff run before the season has even started, which is exactly the kind of buzz the franchise seems to be thriving on. Inside sources hint at the personal motivations behind Devin Lloyd's potential move, adding a layer of intrigue to the story. While on-field performance is obviously paramount, rumors suggest that Lloyd may have expressed interest in a new challenge, a desire to be part of a team with championship aspirations, or simply a preference for a change in environment. Analysts have speculated that the Commanders' culture, coaching staff, and recent performance trends make them an appealing destination for a player of his caliber. This human element, player preference, team culture fit, and potential career trajectory adds depth to the rumor, giving fans more reason to invest emotionally in the unfolding story. Conversations on fan forums are dissecting every nuance, from Lloyd's personality to his leadership style, imagining how he might influence younger teammates, inspire defensive cohesion, and potentially even reshape the locker room hierarchy in subtle but meaningful ways. Another layer fueling speculation revolves around the logistics of the trade itself. Rumors suggest that the deal could involve a mix of conditional draft picks, future considerations, and possibly even a player swap to balance salaries and cap implications. Analysts are debating the potential long-term effects, imagining scenarios where the Commanders leverage Lloyd's acquisition as a springboard for sustained defensive dominance. Every potential configuration of the trade has been analyzed, with mock front office memos and leaked rumor board discussions circulating online. The possibility that Washington is willing to go all in for Lloyd without fully exhausting draft resources suggests a bold, aggressive philosophy emerging at the top. Fans are theorizing about the ripple effects across the league, predicting that other teams might now consider similar high-stakes moves, turning this potential acquisition into a catalyst for a mini domino effect in trades and strategy adjustments throughout the NFL landscape. On the analytical side, football experts are dissecting Lloyd's skill set and projecting how it could fit into Washington's defensive schemes. The rumor suggests that coaches are particularly excited about his versatility, including his ability to drop into coverage, blitz effectively, and read offensive formations with uncanny precision. Highlight reels have been re-examined with an eye toward matchups, signaling a potential shift toward more aggressive defensive calls and opportunistic plays. Analysts are also comparing Lloyd to historical linebackers who made immediate impacts after changing teams, emphasizing that the adjustment period may be short thanks to his adaptability and football IQ. Even casual fans are becoming armchair strategists, mapping hypothetical drives, third down stops, and red zone standouts that could define the Commanders' season if the trade actually materializes. The rumor alone is generating hours of content, discussion, and debate, showing just how magnetic this possible move has become for the NFL community. Meanwhile, the ripple effect of the Devin Lloyd rumor is being felt beyond Washington and the team he's potentially leaving. Other franchises are reportedly evaluating their depth charts, defensive gaps, and potential trade strategies, recognizing that a shift of this magnitude could alter competitive balance across multiple divisions. Some insiders suggest that coaches are already brainstorming counter strategies, imagining how offenses might adapt to face a Lloyd-led Commanders defense. Media coverage has exploded, with every sports outlet covering every minor clue, from cryptic social media posts to practice reports, feeding a cycle of speculation that grows more intense by the hour. The rumor is not just about one player or one team. It's about the potential cascading effect across the league, influencing draft strategies, free agent priorities, and even coaching decisions as the ripple spreads, making Lloyd's possible move feel like a seismic event in the NFL universe. Even the financial and contractual dimensions of the rumor are being scrutinized. Insiders hint that the trade could involve complex salary cap maneuvering, guaranteed money adjustments, and performance incentives designed to align both parties' interests. Analysts are speculating that the Commanders might have structured the offer to make it difficult for Lloyd's current team to refuse, while also ensuring that Washington retains flexibility for future acquisitions. Fans are now imagining contract details, debating the implications of signing bonuses, roster bonuses, and incentive clauses that could influence both Lloyd's performance and the team's broader financial health. The rumor has become a case study in front office chess, highlighting the delicate balance between competitive ambition, fiscal responsibility, and player satisfaction. Even without official confirmation, the mere possibility of such a trade has sparked widespread fascination, engaging both hardcore and casual fans alike. Finally, the emotional dimension of this rumor cannot be ignored. Devin Lloyd's potential move to the Commanders has captured the imagination of fans, analysts, and commentators alike, creating a narrative filled with anticipation, excitement, and speculation. The possibility of him joining a team with championship aspirations adds layers of what-if scenarios, from pivotal game-changing plays to inspiring leadership moments. Social media chatter is brimming with anticipation, from fan-created highlight reels to hypothetical interviews, all imagining how Lloyd could transform the defensive identity of the Commanders. Rumor or reality, the story taps into a universal love for dramatic, high-stakes sports storytelling. If this trade does happen, it could become one of the defining moments of the NFL season, remembered not just for the strategic implications, but for the sheer thrill and buzz generated by the possibility, turning fans into conspiratorial insiders in real time. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.